All right, what's going on, gentlemen? We got the data download. The biggest thing is probably the Try Arena, the new PvP mode that they talked about a reveal and stuff ago. Seems interesting. I think it's nice that they're still experimenting with different PvP modes. We often complain about fighting the same exact units over and over again, same exact teams. This is the kind of thing that, well, you kind of forced to, use different teams, different characters, so it could be the one place where you can at least not have to fight the same pesky units over and over again. So this is always a welcome addition to the game. Let us experience it in different ways. Next, we got the Rage Trunks event exclusive character. Really great art, really sad that, this is a Future Trunks Saga-esque celebration, and Future Trunks doesn't get a new unit. I found that very weird. No new unit, let alone a Zenkai. They could have at least Zenkai the yellow one. Blast Z ability would have been great for the Vegito. And then Zenkai buffer for the Goku Black would have been fine. I think that would have worked out pretty good, but that didn't happen. And yeah, now we got a new event exclusive guy. We got his kit, so we'll take a look at that. New raid. This Vegeta getting a Zenkai would be cool as well, just because, mono purple days, peak God Key days, we all remember how good this guy's supportive capabilities were, killing the 3 Dragon Balls as well, his death buffs, generational Zenkai, I would imagine, for him. And here we go, good old Green Trunks. Doesn't even provide a Zenkai buff to Green Future, and we saw the teaser on Twitter. They talked about a couple things that he can do. Most noteworthy things: 5 timer counts of cover null after he uses a card, very similar to Green Broly, which is cool. And he gets 3 ultimates now, 1 from his main, 2 from the green cards. Before he used to get, it used to only happen once with the green cards. Now he can do it twice. That could be interesting, in this meta of everyone removing buffs, everyone just, surviving for a whole bunch. A character with multiple ultimates, maybe, I don't know, the answer to that kind of thing. So let's just go ahead and see what the guy can do. Really hoping they get this guy's kit right, because, the biggest reason is he never got a chance to shine. This guy was a bit of a weird character. They designed him solely to counter out the tag droids, but he didn't do a good job of that. And then he had no card draw speed, no cover null either, so he just fell off the map immediately. So let's bring him a little bit of justice. So, main ability, draw the ultimate attack, restore health by 30%, ki by 50, ghost type neutral, 50% to ult damage inflicted for 10 counts, that's nice. Minus 30% to enemy sustained damage, cut effects to self for 10 counts, that's good. And nullifies cover change off the main. That's cool. Alright, unique 1, 20% to damage inflicted against Frieza Force. Uh-oh, guys. The tag cell in Frieza's in trouble. Applies the following effects to self: 110% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. That's very nice. Reduced damage received by 70%. That's actually pretty huge too, because that brings him up to modern standards. I'm going to bring up the kit to my left over here. So he went from 90% damage inflicted to 110, and 60% reduced damage received to 70. Still the same old 50% key recovery. The following effects occur every time when faced with an enemy. Restore on key by 30. That's the same. 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts, going up by 5 counts. Minus 3 to arts cost for 5 counts, that's the same. And minus 30% to critical rate for the enemy debuff, that is the same as well. Next, applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card. Randomly draw 1 new card, activates twice, that's the same. Activation count resets if the character switch. And then he gets 20% to damage inflicted, meaning Trunks has to use far less cards to get his full damage passives. Very smart of them to do that, because he has very limited cover null, and more importantly, these characters that need to ramp up, they don't really age well. Let's be honest here. Make him only need to use a handful of cards to get his full buffs. So if we think about it, 110, 20% when he faces somebody, and then he goes up to, gets another 60% here, putting him at 190. Very nice, very nice. Next, he's got the cover change against Blast Arts, Shenville with the blue, nice. The following effects occur when enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. Nullify own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained is quite nice. That's the same though. Shorten ally sub count by 2, that is new. Inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade minus 20% to special move, ultimate, and awakened arts power, that's nice. That is new as well. And inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade minus 30% to health restore. Not sure why you would reduce health restore when the guy is beating you up. No, I guess I can see it if you got characters that heal per cards used, or, you know, Chiamai Goku filling up his unique gauge after, you know, while using some cards. That's fine. Let's see, this is where it's going to be the key part, because he had a rather targeted passive against the tag droids. What if they changed that? The following effects occur when enemy tag switches while this character is on the battlefield. 25% to damage inflicted against tag powerful opponents. Cannot be cancelled, activates once. Reduce enemy key by 40. Randomly destroys one enemy card. You know what? That wouldn't be too bad. We do have quite a handful of tag switch characters. You know, Super Saiyan Blue Goku Vegeta, the Super Vegeta Fusion character, Cell and Frieza. So that's fine. Also seal enemy special move and special arts when an enemy that is both powerful opponent and android tag switches. Sealed arts cannot be used for 15 counts. I ain't gonna lie, I wish they changed this. I think it would have been better if this was just a general thing, because if you think about it, this is what Goku and Vegeta do when they fusion into Super Vegito. That tag switch character essentially does this when they tag switch. It'd be cool to have this on a defensive front where, okay, if you're going to tag switch against me, I'm going to seal those up. This should have just been if the opponent tag switches versus it having to be powerful opponent and android. I think this is a miss. They should have changed that. All right, but these are now his new passives. Hopefully they do Trunks some justice. The following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. Restores his own health by 10%. Shorten own sub count by 2. That's nice. 10% to damage inflicted by allies. Ooh. Hey, what? Trunks is also a support character? Okay, I'll take that. How nice of them. Applies the following effects to enemy when they perform a vanish step while this character is on the field. Randomly destroy one new card. Inflicts attribute downgrade -1 to arts card draw speed level. Alright, you know, a little bit of a debuff. It's kind of rare, but we have instances where, you know, you vanish the opponent and then the card that you try to use gets deleted and it turns into a tap attack. I think the Saiyan Saga Vegeta does that, doesn't he? When he forces you to vanish, I think he does make you lose a card. I think that happened to me once or twice before. Next passive. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 25% to own key recovery for 10 counts. He already has 70%, doesn't he? Sorry, 50%. Wow, damn, Trunks. This guy's going to be a comboing machine. 25% to own key recovery for 10 counts. So now it's at 75%. Increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 10 counts. This is nice. Having card draw speed with a guarantee 2 additional cards drawn is quite nice, especially in a meta where virtually everybody takes away a card draw level and or finds methods of destroying cards, so this is fine. Randomly destroys one enemy card just for showing up on the field. Inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade -15% to strike and blast arts power. That's good too. A little bit of debuffing abilities. Applies the following effects to self when this character uses an arts card. Activates once. Apply buff effect. Nullify enemy cover changes for 5 counts. Nullify enemy reduce key effects for 5 counts. Activation count resets after character switch. How beautiful. That's it. I mean, that's what we wanted. What were his 2 biggest faults? Not having card draw speed, not having cover nullification. What did they do? They brought up his kit multipliers to more modern levels. They gave him the card draw speed. They gave him the cover nullification. They let him draw 3 ultimates now. He also works as a baby support, has tiny bits of disrupt. I think they nailed it. I think that's exactly what you'd want out of this character. The only miss that I would point out is this. Honestly, there really is no reason why this couldn't be just made for any tag switch character, but if you think about it, you know, sealing up a blue and a green card really shuts down a lot of tag switch characters, aka Vegito, who uses the green card to push another tag switch into the fusion. So I guess I could see why they didn't want to take it too far. Then again, you could have at least dropped the android portion of it, because android tags in the mud. Next, what else did they give him? Sorry, that's the other kit. His Zenkai ability we know is for green hybrids. Not sure if this is foreshadowing for what's to come in part 2. If it was green future, that would have been fine, but hey, it is what it is. But that is all to say, I think they did a pretty good job for Trunks. I think he looks good. I do indeed think the guy looks good. That's good. Next, we got the free-to-play Trunks. The only things that they flexed for this guy is that he gets stronger later into the fight and that his next blue card hits pretty hard. That's not a lot of confidence, especially in this meta where characters can basically get deleted in like 2 counts. This guy's not going to get the opportunity to go into later in the match if they don't do this right. So let's see. Main ability, draw a blue card next, restore own health by 15% and ki by 50. 90% to the next special move damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Minus 20% to the next special move arts cost cannot be cancelled. This is actually important, by the way. Cannot be cancelled because the characters with all the buff removal can't do anything about this. So his blue card will still have that 90% extra damage inflicted. He gets 50% to own crit rate. That will be deleted, which sucks. Cancel own attribute downgrades that are normal conditions. No big deal. Applies the following effects to self when the battle starts. 100% to damage inflicted. Reduce damage received by 70%. 60% to Q recovery. It's kind of crazy to me that free-to-play characters are getting 70% reduced damage received. Absolute lunacy. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draw 1 card if 3 or fewer. Get 20 ki. 70% to damage inflicted. Inflict all enemies with the downgrade minus 10% to Strike and Blast Arts power, as well as minus 20% to Special Move, Ultimate, and Awaken Arts power. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed. After 20 counts, he gets 20% damage inflicted. After 40, he gets 10% damage inflicted and 20% health restore. And after 60, he gets 20% ki recovery and restores his health. These buffs are not enough to justify it taking 60 counts to get them. This is such a nothing burger of a passive. I don't understand. Applies the following effects to enemy when changing cover. Randomly destroys 1 card. Reduces ki by 20. Yikes. What else? The following effects occur every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the field. Restore own health by 5%. Activates twice. Alright. Nullify own unfavorable element factors. So go type neutral for damage sustained for 10 counts. Okay. And inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade. Plus 5 to all arts cost for 3 counts. Oh, this just keeps on stacking. Plus 5 to all arts costs for 3 counts. It just keeps on stacking. This could be annoying. This really could be. Super 17, I think he does plus 2. So plus 5. This might actually be a dead stop to combos. You never know. Applies the following effects to self every time another battle member is hit with an enemy's arts attack. 20% to damage inflicted for 15 counts. Cover nullification. And shortened sub count. Man, they stole this from the Yellow Rage Trunks. What the hell? That's literally what he does. It's the same thing. The following effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below after being hit. Restore on health by 30%. 30% to damage inflicted. Card draw speed. Get a Dragon Ball. Shorten ally sub count. When this character enters the battlefield, applies the following effects to self per future, event exclusive, or weapon wielder battle member other than himself. Restore health by 5%, 20% damage inflicted, minus 3 to arts cost. What does that mean? 100% here. Okay, we'll have the 40 counts pass, so 100% there. 130 after 40 counts. Stacking 20% while other people get hit. If his health goes below 50%, he gets 30, so 160. And if he's fighting with 2 future or event exclusive or weapon wielder allies, 200. 200% with stacking 20% damage inflicted if your allies get hit. I don't know. I'm not really that impressed by this. I think this is the most impressive part. The attribute downgrade for the arts cost. I think that's the most appealing part to what he can do. But he doesn't really scream like anything impressive. I don't know. He doesn't really, nothing jumps out at me to say that, oh wow, goodness, this is a must-run character. Nothing like, you know, free-to-play 18, who I'll forever say is the golden standard of these event-exclusive characters. I'm not really sure. Nothing really jumps out for me. You know, conditional cardio speed after 50% or below seems silly. Those mechanics never age well, let's be honest here. They did the same thing with the green Videl, and where is she? Nowhere, because nobody cares. It's the same thing with this guy, and even worse, he's free. That means he's going to be even crappier. I don't like it. Special arts, final flash, massive impact damage. All enemies hit the attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received. Following effects occur on hit, shorten ally subcount, and reduce ki. His green card, randomly draw a card, get 50 ki, 20% damage inflicted. All enemies hit with the downgrade plus 20% to damage received and minus 30% to ki recovery. We're just going to quickly jump in game just because the data has been pushed for good old Trunks' stats. Yo, that's really good, man. That's looking good. Like mid 190s for defense, looking really high for offensive stats. No problemo. Don't forget that the arts boost system gets applied, so pay attention to that. The next thing I want to check is the changes to the blue card. Let me just, to my left, I want to pop up the character before the Zenkai gets pushed. Sorry. Should have prepared for this better. I just want to make sure the green, ultimate, and blue card, just to see what the differences are. Alright, let's see. His blue card should be deal massive slice damage, apply attribute upgrade minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. And here's a new thing. Applies the following effects to enemy on hit. Inflicts attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received for 15 counts. That's new. And 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed. So he inflicts the extra damage received. Pretty cool. Green card. We do know that this now nets him 2 ultimates. So let's see. Draw the ultimate arts card. Burning attack next activates twice. That's fine. Restore health by 15%. That's the same. But now the key buff went from 30 to 40. Oh, there's new 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. That is the same. But the new thing is the plus 30% to ultimate damage inflicted for 10 counts. That's new. As well as the cancel enemy buff effects. Hey, good job, Legends. That's a lot. 30% extra ultimate damage paired alongside taking away enemy buffs. You don't have to worry about your opponent being type neutral anymore. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that. Now the ultimate itself. This thing was actually quite nice. I liked using the ultimate because it made some pretty fun plays. You got your Vanish Restore on activation, less so on hit. Meaning, you know, even if you deliberately missed it, you can get priority again. Most of the time your opponent wasn't aware. So let's see. Deals massive impact damage. Plus the following effects to self upon activation. Minus 20% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. That's the same. Nullify endurance effects. That's the same. Restores Vanish gauge by 100%. Yes, Legends. This is beautiful. Before the Zenkai, it restored your Vanish by 70%. Meaning, if you use this right away and you didn't have a little bit of a delay, you weren't going to get enough Vanish to actually make a play with that. So you would get punished. You couldn't make the play as well as you'd like. Now that it's 100%, you can do that for free. This is a great change. I like it. What else do we have here? The following effects occur on hit. Oh, we got new stuff. So before, it only reduced the enemy key by 70, but now Trunks will draw 2 new cards if you have 3 or fewer, and 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed. And this is great. These power-ups are so welcomed. Yeah, you know what? I dare say it. I think they nailed it. I think they did a really good job with this guy's Zenkai Awakening. I think everything that they've done here is really good. I think Trunks will be really good. Honestly, I think all of his faults they addressed. You could argue that his cover null should have been longer because 5 counts is relatively short. We all know this from the Green Broly. He doesn't have it any other way outside of showing up on the field and, you know, pressing a card or his main. I get that can be a drawback, but at the end of the day, it's still an LF Zenkai. I don't really expect him to go crazy here. But, you know, I'm impressed. I think this is good. Pseudo support, pseudo disrupt, really good looking damage dealer, multiple ultimates. I think Trunks will do all right. I think he'll do pretty good. We'll have to see how that truly plays out in game, but that is all to say, kudos. I think they did a good job with him. I think it'd be fun to use. Next, oh, by the way, this is a showcase team, just because, you know, Gotenks and Super Vegito. 1, I like the Insta Rush. 2, I do like the green card abundance to help out Mr. Trunks. And 3, just the Z ability abundance of Strike Attack really helps out with Trunks kicking butt. Now next, there's a new equipment. I think it's just 1. It's the one with Mai, isn't it? Yeah, it's 1. What is this? Oh, it's a unique equip for future. Seems alright. It's kind of plain. I know, that's interesting. They buffed up the pure amount. 13.5? Why 0.5? Why not 15, Legends? Why not 14? Why'd we settle on 13.5? We know damn well you're not testing the different numbers. You're not going, oh, 14% is too much. 13% is too little. 13.5 is perfect. Either way, that seems to be everything. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. But I think they nailed it. I think I love Trunks Zenkai looks pretty good. And I think they've addressed a lot of his faults. How well they addressed it is up to you. But the very fact that they've targeted those and addressed them to some degree, I think is good because they're paying attention. And I think it'd be fun to use. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. But until next time, guys, be on the lookout for the showcases. Peace.